What a warm welcome back to the Impact Arena here in Bangkok, the Thai capital. After a fascinating opening match, with plenty more of those to come today. Looks a really eclectic mix on court one. Up next, women's singles. Yeo Jia Min from Singapore against An Se-young from Korea. If you were with us yesterday, you'll have seen An Se-young put up an excellent display to come through very comfortably. Still just 18 years of age. Here's the women's draw as it stands so far, this particular section. Guaranteed to play a non-seed, the winner here. In fact, just the 2 seeds left in this particular half of the draw. Carolina Marin, the other one, of course, she won the Yonex Thailand Open on Sunday, trying to make it back-to-back victories.
Versus An Se-young from Korea. Umpire Emmanuel Kawisley from Botswana. Service judge.
So here come the players then.
From Indonesia.
So An Se-young. She's a veritable veteran, Yeo Jia Min, compared to An Se-young. She's all of 21. So there's Yeo Jia Min's stats. 21 years of age, as I mentioned. She's 26 in the world, which is almost as high as she's ever been. She was actually the world #1 ranked junior 4 years ago. Played at the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast. And she has won 3 small tournaments, most recently the Hyderabad Open in 2019. Tough match yesterday in terms of 2 tight games, but she came through in 40 minutes against Ruseli Hartawan. And there's An Se-young in the top 10 in the world now, from Gwangju in Korea. First middle school student to make the Korean national team. She was BWF Most Promising Player 2019. She's already won 6 tournaments, including the French Open at 17 years of age, and that's the Super 750. So it gives you an idea of the precocious talent. That was the match I was talking about. Bloodless victory against Chaiwon of Thailand yesterday for the loss of just 20 points over the 2 games. There's no obvious weakness, Steen, is there, with An Se-young? She's just a pleasure to watch.
She is a pleasure to watch, and yeah, weakness. That's it depends a little bit, in my opinion, as to whom you're comparing to. But as number 9 in the world, I think it's fair to compare her to the 8 that are above her, and there's always areas where you're stronger and areas where you perhaps still could develop some really good things. And I feel that her attacking game still can develop. It's not that it's not good, because it is, but there's also players on the tour that has a stronger attacking game than her still, in my opinion.
But in terms of progression at 18 years of age,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a frightening prospect that there's more to come.
But there is one thing that's important, and that's, like you said, Trevor, with the middle school. There has been middle school students in the Korean national team. They've just always been selected. Now, she qualified on merit by sort of fighting her way into the national team. She wasn't selected, so she decided to select herself, pretty much.
Always a good plan if it works.
Service over 1.
We mentioned it yesterday when we were watching An Se-young's match. It's not just the technical ability that she has, and obviously the athleticism and speed around the court. Another excellently placed shot. But the temperament, she doesn't seem to get rattled. She's always in control of her emotions, very calm, which for, again, someone of 18, I find astonishing, frankly.
Yeah.
3-1.
There are times where it almost looks like she's almost playing in slow motion. She has such a languid style. Makes it look ridiculously easy.
That shot there, that's just a really, really good shot. It's a high quality shot that sort of helps you control the game. That's a nice deception by Yeo Jia Min.
Service over 2-4.
Well played. Well conducted rally by Yeo Jia Min.
4. Service over 5-3.
Oh, looked wrong to me. Bit of drift here in Impact Arena. An Se-young currently playing with the drift. That means that Yeo Jia Min must make an effort to get the correct length on her shots in the drift coming towards her, and An Se-young must be really careful not to apply too much power
7,
playing the
3.
back line of the woman from Singapore. There's always, not always, but there's also some sideways drift here going from left to right. So the slowest corner on the court is the long forehand side of An Se-young. That one there. So we'll probably see a lot of action there from Yeo Jia Min. And the fastest corner is the one totally on the diagonal of that, the forehand corner of Yeo Jia Min. So that's very difficult for An Se-young to play that with accuracy.
Well, she started again, as she did yesterday, really well. Hardly missed a shot so far. Already putting the Singaporean under pressure. Yeah, she lost to Ratchanok Intanon last week, Yeo Jia Min, in a match where Ratchanok was using her splendid technical skills to direct most of the rallies. And that's a good shot. Very, very short from An Se-young.
Service over 5-8.
On her side lost to Marin. Deception. I love that shot.
Kind of apology from An Se-young as that clipped the top of the net.
Look at the quick racket release here. That shot, nothing to sort of judge the direction from the opponent. Be nice if you also had the same shot straight down the line, An Se-young. Now we discussed how to develop further.
Ten, 5.
Well, another beautiful shot from An Se-young, who's in control at the mid-game interval with a big lead, and one that she entirely deserves on the balance of play so far. Just seems to create those angles almost will. Just took her 7 minutes for those, what, 16 points?
Quad 1, 20 seconds. Quad 1, 20 seconds. 11-5. Play. Service over 6-11. Service over 12-6.
Well, Yeo Jia Min must be wondering how she can stop this flood of winners coming from the other side of the net.
Yeah, Once again, very clever play by An Se-young. The first shot, just controlling it. And waiting for the short lift. She's got to have really, really good quality in her shots, and I don't think she's made an error yet on the backline of An Se-young, which could indicate that she perhaps is playing too short. So invest and accept 1 or 2 errors on the backline of her opponent to make sure that she's got the correct length on all the other shots. She needs to stay in balance as well. In order to do that, that's too short as well. In order to do that, otherwise it becomes more difficult when you're a little bit off balance to control your shots. This was taken by the sideways drift. A healthy lead for An Se-young. Then I would, if I were Yeo Jia Min, I would really go for that long forehand corner, the most safe corner on the court. See, that's even too short. That's a nice little shot, that one. But she needs to get An Se-young off balance first, and I think putting her on the back court and letting her try to open up Yeo Jia Min from there, that would be a possibility. Then trying to play really sharp on the front court whenever An Se-young had been on the back court 2, 3, 4 times, and it should change from rally to rally how many times you put her on the back court. That's too short. That's still too short. And those shots there, working the diagonal with these very, very delicate drop shots, and even the cross smashes perhaps to the backhand side of An Se-young, that would be a good possibility that's gone wide.
9-13.
But she's got to be really, really disciplined, Yeo Jia Min, and she's going to have extremely good shot quality. That's not the right choice in my opinion. The moment An Se-young plays this controlling shot, which is really, really good, immediately Yeo Jia Min should play it to the long forehand side. Park the Korean teenager on that long forehand corner and make her play from there.
Well, that's a really delicate touch, and Yeo Jia Min,
10-14.
because An Se-young wasn't that far away from the net, but no chance getting this back.
And she's got some really nice deceptions. Short. Wide. If she's lucky, no, called in.
Yeo Jia Min challenges.
Well, she wants to have a look, so we'll get Hawkeye into the action here. Each player has 2 challenges per game, and if you're right, then you keep that challenge. No problem with that one on the line.
No, it was perfect.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 15-10. Play.
And the score, a head-to-head score 1-all. Both matches in 3 games, so she should have some confidence. Too short.
That was wide.
Service over. 11-15.
Who was it she beat yesterday? Yeo Jia Min, Trevor, you got that?
We'll find it.
That was a 3-game match. I'm just wondering whether she played 15. Better on the near side of the court or the far side. There's a case to be made that she would be able to utilize the drift to her advantage and kill.
13.
Just the first sign there. An Se-young maybe just overhitting a little bit and frustrated that Yeo Jia Min's defence was so solid, in the end went long.
Oh yeah, it was really hard to win the Indonesian. I think you mentioned it in
Yeah.
build up.
Service over. 16-13.
Won in straight games to 20 and 18. It's the same situation
13.
over and over again, and Young playing these controlling shots into the mid-court area, and Yeo Jia Min trying to get the correct length on the reply, and that's very difficult.
Service over.
It's called out.
14-17.
Played a couple of team matches in Denmark, maybe 2 years ago, maybe it was last year, I'm not really sure. Played for the same club as Antonsen. He's
Service over.
playing in.
18-14.
I think it was in connection with the European fall swing of the World Tour, so to speak. Danish Open, French Open. That's well played. Get Anse Young to work on the
15,
diagonals.
18.
If you have the accuracy to do it.
Yeo Jia Min has played some excellent drop shots in this match so far. It's the one area where she's had just a couple of occasions. And so Young scrambling and struggling.
Yeah, and she has a good touch, Yeo Jia Min, on the front court. She slipped. Shot.
Oh, what a pity. It's a beautiful shot that preceded it,
Service over.
which actually did Anse Young did well to reach
15.
and return.
Yeah, and she slipped again. We saw it a couple of times yesterday. Her right foot is sliding a bit forward. Can be dangerous, and can be necessary to look at the foot gear, so to speak, the shoes, and the correct built to suit the
20.
way
Game points.
the feet of
15.
Anse Young are. I know
So
that Marin has a special. She has a one bone in her foot that's longer than on most people, so that there's certain foot work that she can't really do or has trouble doing, and so on. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's very specialized.
First game won by Anse Young.
So 21-15,
21-15.
Anse Young takes the opening game. Just odd moments when Yeo Jia Min looked like she might make a fight of it. But the 18-year-old with the advantage here, she leads by 1 game to none.
오른쪽도 괜찮고 빠져나오는 것도 괜찮고 하나는 할 수 있으면 오른쪽에서 쭉 잡아서 한번 가는 거 돌려서 백으로 돌릴 수 있고 그런 거 한 번씩 해보고 나머지는 그냥 그대로 하면 돼요. 그러고 어느 정도 컴퓨터 가다가 딱 막혔다 하면 다시 높이를 줘서 다시 제가 낮게 가면 작아도 타이밍이 잘 나온단 말이에요. 한 번씩 하다가 주소 올리든지 완전히 조금 휘넘기는 지금 다른
这样子一直再变就好了，清楚，这个要清楚，你这里是顺方的线，好，你这个要搞清楚啊，就跑起来就看一下，这样可以突然间给你平的，不可以的话你就过度再跑，好，你把这个我白手的决定，这个想法清楚就完，对吧？你不要打乱自己，不要搞就好，你明白吗？你不。 짜요?
잘 오잖아. 그냥 쭉 가져가다가 그냥 엔드라인 보고 때리는 거 그런 거 시도해봐. 꽂히고 또 별로 중요하냐. 그냥 내 타이밍상으로 나오면은 그냥 때려줘야 돼. 때려주고 그다음 여기서도 내가 클리어 돌리는 것도
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game, love all. Play.
So somehow, Yeo Jia Min has to find a way to get back into this, but it's a lot easier said than done.
On court 2.
Service over.
Women's double.
1.
She
love.
certainly had a few. She had a few moments in that opening game where she did trouble the Korean. Has got to do more of it.
Versus Anastasia Anchurina and Olga Morozova from Russia. Umpire Reza Roshan Omi from Iran. Service judge Yana from Indonesia.
She looks
Service over.
very
All.
sort of frustrated with it. And a very funny look. It's like, hey, I wanted to challenge it, but there's no reason why I should challenge it because I know it's in. I just don't like that it's in.
Yeah.
Two, 1.
Well, a combination of unforced errors from Yeo and some brilliant play from that woman
Yeah.
in the first game. Which the first thing that she has to do is cut out those errors. Just can't afford to do that against someone of An Se-young's ability.
Well played. Good deception.
Did all the hard work. And missed what should have been
Three,
a regularly,
1.
reasonably routine shot. If An Se-young could have her wish, so to speak, she'd want to get this done in 2 games. It's a hectic schedule that the players have. 3 tournaments in successive weeks. The World Tour finals next week. That was an error of judgment. She's going to challenge it.
An Se-young
And of course, in the World Tour
challenges
finals, you play 3 matches in the group. So I'm going to play any unnecessary extra games if you can avoid it. This was called out. Called in, I beg your pardon. And Se-young challenging.
Yeah.
Correction.
Well, good
out.
challenge. That must be so frustrating for Yeo
4,
Jia Min. Like
1. Play.
nothing going right at all, even those
No.
kind of calls. But it's good that we have the Hawkeye technology because you end up getting the right decision. And to be honest, you really couldn't fault the line judge.
5, 1.
It was out by millimeters.
And now we see An Se-young put a lot of pressure on the forehand corner of Yeo Jia Min, and it's difficult for Yeo to get out of trouble from that position. She needs to hit some cross, either cross long or cross flat. In my opinion, that's a good shot. And it's possible to do it from that side there because you get help
Service
both
over.
from the
2,
sideways
5.
drift and the drift alongside the court. So you know that your opponent is going to put pressure on that corner that's the most safe on the court, so to speak. Got to be ready to counter it. It's those cross attacks from her backhand side. They've been really efficient. So if she can set herself up to play those. I just don't feel that there's sort of like a deliberate way or a certain way that she tries to set it up. It's like she plays and
Service over. 6-2.
looks what's happening here. Hoping that the opportunity will occur, but you've got to create your own opportunities when you're playing some of the very best of the game.
She's the kind of player,
7-2.
and so you can win like 3 or 4 points in clusters very quickly.
Yeah, she's a tactical, clever player, experienced, even though she's only 18. You feel that she's in many ways more experienced than a number of her older competitors.
Hold.
And she's, you know, I don't think
8.
Yeo Jia Min's done that much wrong in this game. She looks at the scoreboard and finds herself 8-2 down. It's an excellent bit of retrieving initially from An Se-young, and then the winner over the shoulder of her opponent.
Nine, 2.
It's a very one-sided second game, and I'm not sure the drift is the same on court 2 as it is here on court 1. That's what I've heard from some of the Danes, and it was court 2 that Yeo Jia Min played on yesterday against Artavan. That's a good clear. Totally dominant
10,
An Se-young here in
2.
this second game.
Shake of the head from Yeo Jia Min.
Service over. 3-10.
Odd moments. It's really all she's had so far. Oh, super shot.
Extremely quick on her feet.
4,
Yeo Jia Min.
10.
Right from the other side.
Missed it wide. She tried absolutely everything she knew in that
Service
point,
over.
but still couldn't win it.
11-4.
So
Utah.
11-4 the advantage for the Korean as they go for the mid-game break.
밀어붙이면 그러니까 2개, 3개, 4개 가잖아. 한 번은 완전히 한 번 늦추면 무슨 말인지 알겠죠? 자도 지금 어떻게 됩니까? 탁 그냥 이 리듬대로 왔다 갔다 하다가 한 번 탁 늦추면 흔들린다. 그러니까 지금 그냥 바로 가다가 한 번 탁 바로 가다가 한 번 탁. 오케이? 그러고 라운드 밀다가 점프 스매시
一阵子回答，把你不要心思，
Court 1.
你要准备好，
20 seconds.
要
20 seconds.
很做上，这个要做好 ，OK， 可以的 ，Come on，快点。
11-4. Play. 12.
Magnificent
4.
touch again from the 18-year-old. It's just so impressive, isn't it?
4.
It really is. Talk about being mature beyond the years. It's not just the technical ability to play the shots, it's the choice of shot. Great deception.
Very nice little block.
14. 4.
Almost like she fancies experimenting a little bit. I'll just try that shot.
It's very interesting trait with An Se-young, who
Out.
she doesn't make it more difficult.
Service
than
over.
this, and
5.
see some of the same with
14.
Chen Yufei,
One court
who
three.
is
Mixed
not
double.
here for these 3 tournaments, but
Rodion Alimov and
sometimes
Andrea
just do the
Davleniova
simple
from
thing.
Russia
I mean, it doesn't mean you don't have the capabilities of doing
versus
something extra if that's required, but let's start with the simple things and get them to work.
umpire.
Service over. 15. 5.
I think we sometimes see players that are behind in a rally and then they try to make a shot that will win the rally instead of saying, okay, let's just better our position a little bit and then better even more the next shot, and then we can try and come back and take the initiative in the rally. Instead they want to go from more behind in the rally to win it, and that creates a lot of errors.
16. 5.
And those points, they count exactly the same as the play of the day rallies, so to speak. This is a statement by An Se-young.
17.
First 2
5.
meetings, it was 3 games, one of them won by Yeo Jia Min, and here it's going to be a schooling.
It must be just increasingly
18.
frustrating. She
5.
manages a grimace there, Yeo Jia Min. But she's just basically been on the end of something of a hammering, certainly in this second game. And I don't think she's played that badly.
19. 5.
Resigned to defeat now, the Singaporean.
20
Just
match
the 15 match points for An Se-young.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
An Se-young challenges called out.
Yes, absolutely no mercy for Yeo Jia Min. If this is in, she'll have a look and it'll be end of match. Let's have a look with our colleagues from Hawkeye. See if any part of this just clipped the line, and that's all it has to do.
I saw it as in, but I've been very wrong these 2 weeks.
No.
And I'm wrong again.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 6. 20. Play.
May only delay The outcome by a matter of seconds.
7-20. Game.
Well, that is absolutely brilliant from An Se-young. Half an hour or so of magic from the 18-year-old
Match won
Korean,
by An Se-young, 21-15.
who will have
21-7.
genuine aspirations of this title. And yes, there are some excellent players still in, of course, including the last weekend's winner, Carolina Marin. But that was a statement. Just 7 points conceded in that second game. So 21-15, 21-7, just 33 minutes the match time. And Se-young safely through to the quarterfinals. Up next, we've got some more mixed doubles, a German-Indonesian battle. Stay with us. Well, a very warm welcome back to the Impact Arena here in Bangkok.